Most people think these AI concept trailers are just a gimmick, but they're wrong. This is the future of how movies get pitched and made. What you're seeing right now isn't just fan art. It's the same visual logic used in real advertising, VFX, and filmmaking. And it's just been unlocked with AI. I'm Jack. I've been a visual effects artist in the advertising industry for over a decade now, and I've worked with many of the biggest brands on the planet. And what's happening right now with AI is the biggest creative shift I've witnessed in my entire career. In this video, I'm going to show you how creators are recasting blockbuster movies, building entirely new film concepts, and generating Hollywood-level visuals without spending a penny. This is not some useless viral trend. It's a professional workflow that gives stunning results. Imagine swapping Zendaya into Moana, dropping Willem Dafoe into the Joker movie, or building a live-action Hercules trailer using nothing but free AI tools. In this video, I'll walk you through the entire process and show you how to get cinematic results with a $0 budget. This is going to level up how you can use AI to bring your creative ideas to life. All right, let's get into it. So let's start with recasting Zendaya into the upcoming live action adaptation of Moana. To do this, we are over on LMArena.ai. I will be putting links below in the description to all of the tools that I use. And I'll also be including the prompts as well if you wanted to go ahead and use those as well. So once we reach LMArena, we want to go up to the top left-hand corner, click where it says battle and select direct chat instead. And then at the center of the screen, there is this icon in the middle, which says generate images. So we want to click onto that. By default, we're going to have Gemini 3 Pro image preview selected, which is Nano Banana Pro. Now, there are a wide variety of AI image models out there, but Nano Banana Pro is my personal favorite for a variety of reasons that we're going to cover throughout this video. So the really great thing here is we don't even need to add any image references. We just need a very solid text prompt. So for this, we're going to say, show Zendaya in the live action trailer for Moana. She replaces the current actress playing Moana. Make it appear photoreal. Ensure there is no text on the screen, give it a cinematic composition. And to finish, ensure the image is generated in a 16:9 aspect ratio. So let's go ahead and send off this generation. And just take a look at this. Amazing output straight off the bat. The really impressive thing about Nano Banana Pro is it has this really great world understanding. And it makes perfect sense because it's obviously tied to Google search, all of the data that that platform has. So it knows who somebody like Zendaya is, and it knows about the Moana live action film that's coming up. And that means that not just the quality of the generation we get back looks great, it looks incredibly real, but also the boat matches the boat that appears in the film. Zendaya looks, as you'd imagine, exactly like how she looks in real life. And even the setting looks correct. Now, the only downside to our first generation is the outfit. The Moana costume doesn't actually match what Moana is wearing in either the animated movie or the live action one. And this actually really nicely brings me on to our next example, where we're going to be generating another live action version of a Disney movie. Because here we're going to use a much longer, more detailed text prompt to get into specifics about the characters' costumes to make sure that we don't run into this issue there. But I still think this is a great start and a good example to show you guys what's possible using a very simple text prompt and no image references whatsoever. And of course, we're able to click on this icon here if we want to go ahead and download our image for completely free. And we can use that, we can animate it later with some of the top AI video models also for free. I'll show you that towards the end of the video. So for the next example, we're going to say, show a live action version of Disney's Hercules where Jacob Elordi plays Hercules and Jeff Goldblum plays Hades. And then we get into a really quite detailed description when it comes to both Jeff Goldblum and Jacob Elordi's costumes and general appearance. And that's going to mean that we're leaving a lot less to chance when it comes to this generation. So let's go ahead and send off this one here. I was a bit worried I made an error here because I forgot to specify the 16:9 aspect ratio, but actually it's adhered to that anyway. But as you can see though, the likeness here of both the actors is pretty amazing. This looks exactly how you'd imagine to see a live action adaptation of Hercules. And because we've used that much more detailed text prompt, we've got back the exact result that it was we were after. Note as well that we didn't specify the location, and yet Nano Banana Pro's world understanding has kicked in and put them within the location, which makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and get this example downloaded as well to use later on when it comes to our AI videos. Next, what we're going to take a look at is a slight variation of this concept, and it's more of a behind the scenes feel. These are the sort of images and videos that you would have seen in a lot of the content that's gone viral this year. And I think the reason this works really well is because it helps you kind of ground what you're seeing. It makes it that little bit more believable. And I think people just generally love the behind the scenes vibe. So here we're going to go for show a live action shot from a Hollywood blockbuster Pokemon movie where Tom Holland plays Ash Ketchum, Sadie Sink plays Misty, and Manny Jacinto plays Rock. Make it appear photo-real with the outfits themselves matching the original animated series. And here is the really important bit. Ensure there is no text on the screen. Give it a behind-the-scenes look with green screens, lighting, and audio equipment. And crew members visible. Ensure none of the crew members are wearing masks, because in my testing, I seem to get back a lot of image generations where they were wearing masks. Seems like a bit of a throwback to the COVID era, and I think a lot of us don't really fancy reliving that. Okay, so once again, it has defaulted to a 16:9 aspect ratio. Generally speaking, this looks really great. It's slightly annoying that the actors are facing away from us. Not sure why this has happened, but it's pretty cool that the Pokemon logo has been put on the back of this casting chair. In fairness, this probably would work pretty well in a viral video concept. Would kind of pique the viewer's curiosity that we can't see exactly who some of the actors are, although of course we have the recognizable face of Tom Holland and the recognizable costumes from the original animated series as well. So another pretty cool example there. Let's get this downloaded also. Now, let's say that you're starting to get really into your AI filmmaking. If you're ready to really start taking things seriously, then LTX is a great platform to check out. And if I click into this project here, you can see that we've continued on with the same concept that we're looking at in this video. You can see a whole bunch of really great images that we've generated. And if we have a generation that we really like, if we hover over it, you can see at the bottom right-hand corner, we have an option to send to storyboard. Now moving over to our storyboard, you can see that we're starting to piece together the narrative of our concept trailer. Another really useful feature within LTX is elements. If we, for instance, click on the character tab, we can add an image. We can give the element a name, and we can go ahead and click save. If we type the @ symbol, you can see that it pulls up a menu of our elements, and we can select Henry. And let's prompt something like Henry in the desert drinking from a flask of water. You can also upload elements of locations, objects, and other characters. And it just makes the process of engineering your prompts that much quicker. And this is the quality of what we get back from such a simple prompt. You can see how the gen space, storyboard, and the elements feature all kind of work seamlessly together. They really help to give you that kind of cohesive feeling of an actual production workflow. If you guys do want to go ahead and check out LTX, you can click the link down below in the description. Thanks to them for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to our tutorial. And I think to end on one final behind the scenes shot, let's look at a Death Note live action adaptation. Now there have actually already been a few of these. I think most audiences think generally they haven't been all that great. The original anime series is held in really high regard and people have kind of struggled to adapt it. But here we really are throwing the kitchen sink at this concept with some of the best actors on the market. So for the text prompt, we're going to say, show Timothy Chalamet in a live action version of Death Note. He is playing Light Yagami, who is the main character in the show, if you're unfamiliar. And I wanted to use this example because we're dictating that we want L to have a specific posture. This is really important for the character. He kind of sits in a really strange way. And if this was missing, you just kind of wouldn't gel with this example. Especially if you were a fan of Death Note, you'd expect to see L sat in this way. And we've said suspended between the two on a pair of wires is Bill Skarsgård. That's because the Shinigami Ryuk is able to float. He has these big kind of black feathered wings. We said he's wearing a black motion capture suit. He has makeup painted on his face to match the appearance of Ryuk from the animated series. And just to finish off, we've once again used the same prompt from the previous generation, specifying we want to go with this kind of behind the scenes vibe. So let's go ahead and send off this generation as well and see what it is that we get back. And you would have seen from the intro that the sky really is the limit here. You can create whatever you can possibly imagine. It's all about just structuring your text prompts properly and including the correct amount of information. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. It's exactly what it is that I was after. Now, of course, we want to go ahead and get this image downloaded as well. And we can move on to start animating our AI images using some of the top video models on the market for completely free as well. So to do this, you'll first need to download Discord if you haven't done so already. And then you can click the link down below in the description to join the LMArena Discord channel. On the left-hand side, you'll see there are 3 total video arenas. You can just pick one of these at random. I usually hang around in video arena 1. And if we click into this message field at the bottom and type a /, you'll see a few different options are going to pop up for us. We want to select image to video. And here we can go ahead and drag and drop in, for instance, our image of Zendaya as Moana. And for the text prompt, we're going to go for something quite simple. Again, slow dolly camera move in as the actress looks out into the distance. We're going to say she keeps her head still as her hair gently moves in the wind. And the reason we've specified this is because AI models only have the context we give them. By this, I mean if the video model decides to add some rotation to Zendaya's face, then it may not know what Zendaya looks like, and so the whole illusion is just going to be instantly broken. So this is a clever workaround for this. Let's go ahead and hit return and send off this generation. We'll type a / again, select image to video, and this time we can upload our image of our Hercules live action adaptation. Go for a slightly different text prompt here, handheld device camera movement as Jacob Elordi and Jeff Goldblum laugh. So let's hit return once again. And as you can see, we've got back our generation of our Moana live action remake. Let's go ahead and look at these. So actually, this first one is looking really, really great. You'll see that at the end of your generations, you are going to get this end card. This is basically to plug the LMArena Discord, but if you do want to go ahead and use this in your own content, you can just pull this into your editing software of choice, something like Premiere Pro or CapCut, and just cut this off the end of your generation. No one's ever going to know. Let's take a look at the second generation. Looking really great as well. You can see though that because the camera has decided to kind of do a little bit of an orbit of Zendaya, it's starting to not look like her towards the end of the generation. So really, if we were to pick, we would go for the first generation. You can see here that we can click left is better. And if our generation gathers enough votes from the Discord community, it's going to reveal which AI video models were used. And that's the other downside really to using AI video models through LMArena. You don't know what you're going to get. You really are rolling the dice. I'm going to go ahead and select image to video once again and drop in our live action Pokemon adaptation. And this time for the prompt, we're going to say slow dolly camera move in to the casting chair that reads Pokemon. And last but not least, let's upload our adaptation of Death Note. And let's use an incredibly simple prompt here, the actors laugh. Really, the best thing is being able to experiment with using different starting images and different text prompts, comparing the results. And I do encourage you guys to look at the other videos that are being generated by community members and make sure you vote, because by revealing the video models which have been used for each generation, you're going to start to get familiar with which ones work best for certain use cases. This is one of the key ways that you get good at using generative AI. Okay, we have back our Hercules generations. Let's take a look at these. It's looking really good. And the likeness was actually great when it came to both actors, even though we did have some head rotation in there, really impressive. Maybe referencing the actors' names has helped there. Some level of world understanding when it comes to the video model used, perhaps. Take a look at generation number 2. Still really nice, to be fair. Both of those are completely usable. I think I prefer generation 1 though, so we'll click on left is better. We have back our Pokemon generation as well. Let's take a look at these. Now we did ask for a slow dolly camera move into the back of this chair. Hasn't worked for this video model. Let's take a look at the second. Here we go. Okay, so this is adhered to the text prompt a lot better. And you can see this could be used as some kind of teaser trailer. We've got a really nice focus pull as well, where each of the Pokemon characters have gone out of focus. And we have the casting chair with our Pokemon logo looking nice and sharp. And finally, we'll take a look at our Death Note generations as well. Let's see what happens here. So because there was a lot of head rotation, the actors have kind of lost their likeness, unfortunately. Take a look at generation number 2. So you can see here that we're losing a lot of likeness by using that very simple text prompt. I would be interested to see if we're a bit more specific in terms of referencing the actors' names, like we did with the Hercules example, whether we'll get a better result with a better likeness. We're going to say the actors laugh. On the left of frame is Timothy Chalamet, in the middle and suspended on wires is Bill Skarsgård, and on the right of frame is Charlie Heaton. Let's see what we get as a result from this. Okay, let's take a look and see if we've got better generation results. This time this is generation number 1. Better likeness for the actors there by adding their names in. Generation number 2. Yeah, once again, I would say that that helped. So there you go. By being more specific with our text prompts, we've got a better result. Once again, it's not perfect, but it's definitely an improvement. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure to whack a like on there for me. If you're new, consider subscribing, and of course, ring that bell notification icon so you never miss any future uploads. If you have any questions whatsoever, make sure to drop them down below in the comment section. I try to reply to as many as I possibly can. You'll see some of my previous videos on the screen right now if you want to go ahead and check out some of those. We of course cover all of the top AI image and video models on this channel, so there is a lot of content for you guys to take a look at. I appreciate the support as always, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.